soft and tender. Love me hard and true. Keep my heart from building walls so high you can't get through. Treat me soft and tender. Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? I just keep repeating it in case you didn't catch me. Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Can you love me like that? You see the world in colors, I view it black and white. Paint me a picture out of the lines that I live in all of the time. Treat me soft and tender, and love me hard and true. And I burn myself down to the ground. Oh, can I ask of you to treat me soft and tender? Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? I'll just keep repeating it in case you didn't catch me. Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Sunshine left today, got caught in the rain all alone. Can you come and pick me up from my blues? Or am I late to rescue? Love me soft and tender. Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? I'll just keep repeating it in case you didn't catch me. Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? I'll just keep repeating it in case you didn't catch me. Oh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Got ashes on my pants, my favorite ones, but I don't care no more. If you're not here with me, my favorite one, I might as well just go. I leave it in your room, my favorite clothes, and you can wear them out if you want. But just in case you miss the way I smell, it'll just be there. 'Cause I can't make you stay if you wanna go, but I will wait for you to say come home. Now might not just be the time for us. Know that what we have will always last. Oh, I fear the day might come that I will see you with another man. As much as it hurts me in the feels, I hope he holds your hand. I pray to God that you live happily. Appreciate yourself. Who knows, maybe one day we'll be a family. 'Cause I can't make make you stay if you wanna go, but I will wait for you. Just say come home now. Might not just be the time for no. That what we had will always last. Time is my friend until this life ends. There's nothing that it cannot mend. Every day I wonder if you ever miss.
Good morning.
Now, 'cause I can't make you stay.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Hunter.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Day.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Day.
Hello.
Where do you from?
Always been your 4 a.m. call. Is that all I'm good for?
I am in Oklahoma in the United States.
You go getting under.
Huh?
What did you
Oh.
say?
I thought someone asked me where I was from. I'm right now in Oklahoma in the United States. That's the
Okay.
center of America.
Oh, United
Oklahoma.
States.
Oklahoma.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, I know it. I passed it. I passed it
Oh.
at the last travel to
Ah.
USA. Yeah, just passed it. Didn't travel it.
Well, yeah. Oklahoma is not
How
that
is
big.
your how is mm, how is in USA now? Is everything okay?
Well, hopefully it'll get there. Here's Oklahoma. Well, here's America's problem. We have enough vaccines, but we have
Yeah.
some people who refuse to take the vaccine. So that's a problem.
Is is it a lot? It's like how many? Is it a lot? The people
Uh,
don't want to vaccinate it.
it's well in Oklahoma we have right now over 50%, slightly over 50% of the people in Oklahoma above the age of 18 have had at least one shot, and something like 45% are fully vaccinated. But getting the rest to get the shot has been very difficult in spite
I
of the
see.
fact that there's been an incline of cases. So
Wow.
that's a problem.
But that is
And I
still.
understand. Go
Mm,
ahead. I'm sorry.
yes. Yeah, let's continue.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, how are things in Vietnam? I heard there was a increase in cases as well.
Uh, yes. Well, in Vietnam is increased incredible in this period, and
Mm-hmm.
every day is around Ho Chi Minh City only is 5,000, and is the most highest. Is the highest
Mm-hmm.
place, and in local province also quite high. So, but so that's why Ho Chi Minh is locked down and not allowed ban people going out for
Mm-hmm.
like more impulse to um, take care. To, let's see, I'm not very. I'm
Miss
sorry.
Lee and I can
I'm
talk to
looking.
Mr. Dave while we are waiting for the winners to come.
Okay.
And I would like to introduce to you. He's a world champion public speaking. In
How about?
yeah, go ahead. You want to ask some questions, right, Miss Hunter?
Yes. No, I don't think so. Let's start our class.
Okay, let's start thing rồi.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. And okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 learners. We'll start, right, Miss Langan?
Yeah, just start with
Okay.
the warm up.
So, do you remember the picture that I sent you privately yesterday? Miss Hanjung, do you remember the picture that I sent you?
Yes. I
Yeah.
saw it.
So basically, what we do is that you don't tell the name of the movie that I sent you. And what you do is to use your body language. And this requires all of us to turn on a camera and to use the body language to describe the film. And the others have to guess what is the name of that film. Is that clear? So think of the body language,
Yes.
how you can describe it without saying the name or saying the main character or saying anything. Okay, just use the body language that you can think of. Okay, so let me see, Miss Toad, can you be the first one to describe it? Can all see the screen of Miss Toad? Okay, so Miss Toad, you can start.
Okay, so this one is very classic. This movie is very classic. Uh, I
Oh,
will.
I can. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I couldn't see Mr. Screen.
I think because of the
Maybe.
internet connection at your place, Miss Hunter.
Okay.
It's weak at your place. That's why you cannot see.
So
Okay.
I will. So I will describe the most
Okay.
famous.
Please continue, Mr.
I will describe the most famous scenes of this movie. Can you guess? So it's like the windy.
Miss Lee and Miss Hung, can you see her body language?
This scene is very famous.
Yes, Miss Lee.
This Titanic.
Yeah,
This
is that true?
Titanic.
Okay, yeah. So it's really easy to guess, right? And
Yeah.
Mr. You choose the correct scenes. If you describe other scenes, people may won't know. So, Miss Hanle, you just joined, and I will talk again about the rules. So you remember the pictures that you can check the pictures that I sent you yesterday, and that contain the name of the movie. And now you use no verbal language, no description. You only use the body language to describe the film, and others will guess. Is that clear?
Yeah, so it means that I have to act out, right?
Yeah. So can you be the next one?
Sure.
Miss San, can you describe the movie?
Wow. Yeah, but I cannot make a sound, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is hard. Oh,
Can you all see her screen? Do you have any clue what is that? Can you make it? Can you move a little bit back so that we can see your hand?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's not easy. Without hearing the voice. Can I give a hint?
Well, let's see if anybody guess. Okay, you can give a hint. Seems like nobody know what the movie is.
It's a cartoon, very famous cartoon that we watch when we were a child.
Okay, Miss Hung, do you know what that film is? We can hear you. We cannot hear you.
I don't.
Can everybody hear Miss Hung? Why I cannot hear her? Nobody. Miss Hung, can you talk a bit louder or closer to the phone? Why we still cannot hear you? Can you type out the name?
Yes, it's correct.
Yeah, so it's Lion King. Correct. So it's really interesting. So Miss Lee, can you describe your movie?
Okay, so this movie from America, however, is this describe the place in China. So it's all the animal, and can you guess the animal have the black eyes? Black eyes.
Remember, you have to describe with body
Yes, yes.
language. Also.
And this movie about like something.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't understand the movie.
Animal is like the movie have the animal with the black eye, and this movie about like fighting to
Can anyone see Miss Lee's screen because she's freezing in my screen?
yeah.
I cannot see her.
Okay, so Miss Lee, can you, because of the special internet connection, so can you also describe like verbally? It's okay because we cannot
Yes.
see you.
This movie is long time ago. I couldn't remember the content. But okay. So can you guess? Animal have the black eyes, very fast with black and black and white. The animal.
Does anyone know what is
Yeah.
that animal?
Can that animal fly?
Mr. Dave, do you know?
Yes, it's Kung Fu Panda.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
The black eye. Miss Lee, you can also describe like it
Yeah,
has how many
eye.
legs or walks into food or something. Next one is Mr. Nhã. Do you understand what we're doing now? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Hello, everyone, and hello, Mr. Devros.
Oh yes.
Nice
Okay, so you will describe the movie that I sent you by body language, and the others will guess.
Okay, I got it. Um, is it my turn?
Yes, your turn.
Actually, this is the movie that I haven't seen. I haven't had a chance to see it, but I know it. This is
Describe by body language.
yeah, This is the movie. How do I tell it?
Can you act out a scene in the movie
Yeah,
so that we can know?
there. The first tip to you is there is a famous song for this movie. Yeah, and by a female singer. The second tip for um, what words do we use for the? I just forgot the English word for some cartoon movie or something like that. The movie from Disney. Yeah. How do we call the type of that movie?
Animation, right?
Yeah, animation. This is kind of animation. The film is the film tells about a girl, a princess. So, uh, do you have any guess?
Anyone have? Okay, Miss Han Lei.
Firstly, I'm the one who watch a lot of Disney movies, and almost like all movie has a very good song. And second one is most of like Disney movies are like cartoon, you know. So I'm just trying to make my best guess here. Is it Snow White?
No,
Um,
not yet.
Mr. Nhã, can you also tell some special feature of that film or
Okay.
acts?
The more takeaway could be it is corn.
It's
It is
cold, right?
corn. Yes,
Yeah, it's cold.
it's
Anyone
cold.
knows? Miss Thư, do you know it?
Uh, Frozen.
Yeah, is that true, Miss Nhã? Mr. Nhã?
Yes, it's correct.
Yeah. So let's move on to Miss Han Tru. Can you describe your movie?
Yes, my movie is about animal bite a man. Animal after bite a male is that male become very powerful. Can shoo, shoo. Can you
Anyone
guys
know
get
what's
it?
that?
Came from this building to that building by treat. Yes, Miss Han Lei.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Yes, that's
is that
right.
true?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, how can you know? It's like fighting and choo and Spider Man. Okay, so all learners, because we have to finish here because some of us have joined late, but it's okay. So can you all scan the QR and then do the training quality evaluation survey for us? It just takes a little bit of minutes, and we'll wait for you guys to scan the QR and then finish that.
Do we need to complete it now or later?
You just can scan it and then keep it, and we can move on to Miss Lang An's for today's lessons. But make sure that you scanned it already so that you can do it.
Hi,
I
team, just
actually
finish it. Just finish it because it just takes you around 2 minutes to finish. And after that, we're gonna move on to the main section today.
Yeah, but sorry, I don't have the application to scan this on my phone.
You can use Zalo or Viber. Just open your Zalo, and on the top right corner, there is a code, like a shed to scan QR code.
All right.
One more minute, everyone. Alright, now it's time for us to start our final day, that is your graduation day. And I would like to introduce to you a very special guest, that is Mr. Dave. He's a world champion of public speaking in 1991. That was the time that I think some of us hadn't born yet, right? So, Mr. Dave, would you like to say hello to our learners before we're gonna start?
Hello, everyone. It's an honor for me to be here this morning. Of course, it's tonight here, but it's morning there. I look forward to hearing your presentations.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dave. The way we're gonna do it is that each of us we're gonna have 5 to 7 minutes a speech. Then we'll help to time our learners. At 5 minutes, then we'll write down 5 minutes. At 6 minutes, then we'll write down 6 minutes, and at 7 minutes, then we'll stop our learners. Okay, and this is our speaking order. As you can see, Miss Huntley will be the first person. Then we're gonna come to Pooh. Next is Mr. Nhã, then Chi, Miss Tuyết, Miss Han Trương, Miss Lee, Miss Zhang, and also finally Miss Hong. That is the order of our speaking today. The way we're gonna do it is at first Miss Han Le will speak from 5 to 7 minutes, and after that Mr. Dave will share your own evaluation for 3 minutes. Yeah, and then we're gonna come to another speaker. Okay, all clear, everyone? Yeah, good. Now let's start. Good. So, Miss Han Le, I would like to introduce you to speak as the first person here. Let's welcome her.
You are mute. You are mute.
We are in the middle of the life story, and our story is being shaped by what we are saying yes to and what we are saying no to. Your yeses and noses are what boundaries are made of. So everyone, do you have hard time saying no to your boss or your coworker? Sometimes or all the time? Yes. So today I'm going to tell you how to set your healthy boundaries to your boss and your coworker at work. So how are we going to do this? During my first year of my career, when I just got my first real job, and whenever my boss came to me, I was always saying, "Yep, sure, I can get that done right away." And then I just kept telling him that. And after 3 months being in that job, I felt completely burned out and mistreated. It's like on a Friday afternoon at 5:50 p.m., he just came to my desk. Hey, Han, I have this project. Can you make sure it's complete by the end of today? Because I have a Monday meeting. So what's next? I can I I can say no to it at that time. And I'm again, yeah, sure, I can get done right away. And I end up working during the weekend. And yes, after those 3 months, I started asking myself, am I in the right job? Then one day, I couldn't take it anymore. I came to tell him that, no, I'm sorry, I cannot continue. I quit. So yes, that is that is my first job. And I can, you know, after a few years during my career, I started learning that saying no is actually helping me. As long as I explain my priorities and the consequence of the high workload, it did help me perform better. So yes, if your boss asking you to do something and then you feel like you don't have the time or like resources to do, frame your no as a request to review your priorities. Of course, I explain that what you are currently working on and ask what should have take priority. Okay, so that's about saying no to your boss, and how's about saying no to your coworkers? I cannot count how many times that my coworker just came to me and tell me something very nice. Hey hon, my kid is sick today, so I have to leave work very early. And then I told her yes. How can I help you? And my coworker said, yeah, can you help me complete this? It only takes 30 minutes. The second time, hi hon, my wife is having a baby, so I need to come back now. Because there is no one at home, I have to leave early. I said, okay, sure. I have you. That time, hi hon, can you have a quick catch up now? Yes, but what is it about? Um, because I'm taking some days off and I need to complete this project at the beginning of next week. I said okay, and then that meeting ended up not a quick catch up at all. It was 1 hour, 1 hour of my time, and yeah, that was 3 times. Fourth time, another day. Hey Han, can you help me with this document? Can you type it in and make sure that all the data is complete? And yes, at that time, I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm being taken advantage. I'm being used here or what? So finally, I started reflecting and thinking that, yeah, I need to change that. And since the day I started doing some action. I started blocking my time on my schedules. And whenever my coworkers ask me for help, I would polite asking, yeah, I'm still working on this. I try to help you as much as I can and as soon as I complete my work. But right now, my priority is still my work. And you see, the power of saying no. And so yes, saying no is really saying yes. Because saying yes, we are saying yes to the things that matter. And setting boundaries isn't being selfish. It's actually being smart with the limited time that you have each day. So when we create our boundaries, it shows that we understand our priorities and what is important to us, and why it's not always useful to do. It helps us create a happy life filled with meaning and purpose. So everyone, I
You
want
run
you
out.
to start setting boundaries today. That's it.
Mr. Dave, please go ahead.
You're muted, Mr. Dave.
All right. I liked your speech very much because it had practical application for everyone. Everyone, whether they're in a work environment or a student in school, has to learn to prioritize things and be able to say no. The introduction prepared us for what you were going to tell us about. And the way that you presented it was easy to follow. Very clear voice. Your manner was very friendly. You had a nice smile and was very appropriate. Some things you might think about to improve the presentation. The introduction was good. It set a preview, but the overall organization of the speech was a little off balance. You had the introduction and then you had a series of examples. Perhaps you could reduce the number of examples a little bit, had less information for each example, and then given a summary of those times when you said yes, when you should have said no, and talk about how you could frame your answer and the advantages thereof, and giving a little more information in that. It seemed like here was your introduction, here were the examples, and here was the resolution, the solution to the problem. So you want to give a little more to the solution so that people can take the value of your presentation, not just the way it's presented, but the information itself. One final suggestion is that I liked when you had the dialogue and the communication. My coworker would say this and I would say that. Consider a way of presenting it so you present the dialogue in a meaningful fashion. For instance, all you have to do is just turn 45 degrees. My coworker said to me, Dave, can you do this for me? I said, oh, sure. Yes, I could do that. So you see, I become two people just by moving just very slightly.
Thank you, Mr. Dave.
Thank you.
That is a very useful feedback for Miss Hunt and everyone here. Now let's come to the second speaker, that is Thơ. Welcome, Thơ.
I love writing and sharing. 5 years ago, I started my sharing journey on Instagram. I share whatever I want, my feelings, my random thoughts in a random days. I love it so much. I knew that this was what I was born doing, but that was just what I thought. My first followers were my family and friends. Why did you have to pretend like you have so much emotion and feelings? Come on, you were just a kid. You should focus more on studying rather than writing some nonsense status on Instagram. That's what they have said to me. I was shocked, literally shocked. Did I do anything wrong? All I've done is just sharing my personal life. Did I deserve receive those negative judgment for doing what I love to do? I kept asking myself those questions. But I didn't give up writing. The reason is simply because I love writing and sharing so much. I couldn't give up. One day, one of my followers told me, "Hey, I love your sharing a lot. I just felt the same. Please write more." Another follower again told me, "I'm waiting to read your sharing every day. I will always support you. So please write more." Wait, what? They love my sharing. There's no word can describe how happy I was at that moment. It has been 5 years and I'm still writing. And now I get 2,000 people reading my story every day. Are my family and friends in that 2,000 people? Yes. After all these years, they started to understand what I'm doing and give me their best support. What I have learned in this 5 year journey, not giving up? No. Following my passion? No. What I have learned is that understand yourself, be yourself because other people's judgment doesn't really matter. We are living in a world with huge advance of technology, where people can see someone from a different country or culture and judge them without truly understanding their background story. Sometime in life, you may receive though negative feedback, no negative judgment. You may be upset. You may sometimes believe in those judgment too, just like me. But after that, please remember, understand yourself, be yourself because other people's judgment doesn't really matter. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, let's start, Mr.
Good.
Dave.
Okay, I liked again. You moved when you had the dialogue. It was nice of you to pick that up for your speech this time. And again, it was another valuable lesson for the audience to hear the subject matter itself. I I think that again your gestures were there. We could see with your hands. You were far enough away that we could see. One of the things that we have to watch is we get so close that our gestures just kind of sneak up and we don't really see what we're doing. So getting a good position with in relation to the camera is very important, and you did that. I want to one moment while I just make sure I hit all of the marks. Again, good speech value, uh, good body language. Your manner again, you were very friendly. You had a lot of energy, and it was very appropriate. Some things you may think about to enhance the presentation. The organization was very well done as far as the examples, what happened. You might think of again putting in as you progress your writing and you didn't know what would happen and suddenly someone said they liked it. You might have built the suspense a little bit by talking about how many times you felt it was difficult. It was you didn't know if you were going to do it anymore, or if that's, and again, if that is authentic, if that is true for you. But I think perhaps in all writers, until you get the feedback that someone really likes it, you think, is this good? You don't know until you hear that. So talk about that a bit. That pulls the audience in to the storyline, and then they're rooting for your success a little bit more. Then you say, I didn't know if anybody read it or liked it, but suddenly somebody did. And now today I have 2,000 followers that like what I write. Sometimes it's hard for my American ears to understand everything you said, but I could follow along very carefully with what you were saying. One of the things that you can think about is you did a gesture like this quite often. In the old days of Toastmasters, we used to call this the prayer, because you just put your hands together. Maybe you're praying that the speech gets over. So think of other gestures. Realize that you can gesture with one hand, and that you can make your gestures mean something rather than just movement. So if you're doing the same gesture all the time for everything, it loses some of its meaning. So have something that will talk about things that are getting better and maybe things that are getting worse. Okay, so, well, for instance, I would write and see if anybody liked it. Not so much. So again, you're putting it all in your face and your gestures. Did anyone like it? Oh, and so the audience is up until you said, and then somebody liked it. And so then the audience feels it. So those are some things you might want to think about to enhance your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you, Mr. Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Mr. Day just give you a very useful tips, right? So now let's come to the third speaker, Mr. Ya. Are you ready?
Yes, okay.
Mis-
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Um, 62% of the people of millennials use their mobile in every day, and most of them check their phone 15 minutes a day. Those are the verified number data of the recent report that show the behavior of how users use their mobile phone. All we know that nowadays technology exists in every means in our life, from the physical devices like our computer we are using to working and communicating, to the digital services like YouTube or Facebook, where we can connect to the world. So there are different advantages of technology we can list. For example, like there are impact on how we communicate with other people in our life, many methods that we can use to talk with other people, not in the same place but in a real time. Other things is related to the social connection, that many social media help us to connect to thousands of other humans whom we even don't personally know who they are. The more the more advantages it also help us to in different types of entertainment as well as work and study. Yeah. However, we can deny the importance of the technology. However, there are many people we can see the size of them, who they are depend who they are dependent on much on the technology nowadays, and those are also the bad impacts from the technology to those people. And there are some example like the social network, like the example I show you, that it does not only connect you to the world, but it also uh, cause some isolation of the people. And moreover, you can um, lose track most of your time to spend online, and it also distract of your work as well as your study. Furthermore, it can also cause your health problem. Many of the people using much on the mobile on technology have a problem with their eyesight or hearing or the brain, those and many more. So I can find that there are many questions to ask about how do we live in a life that we don't use technology without the technology. So I would personally recommend you to change the question that how do we find the balance of life and technology? Have you ever heard about the word that digital wellness? Is it a way to incorporate tech into our life without doing it, overdoing it? Digital wellness is something that we can use the technology to maintain and operate our daily life with a controlling of the technology. A good way to achieve tech-life balance is not to prevent or training yourself through not doing this or not doing that, not doing mobile or go online. But you need to replace them with the positive, like do this, we need to do this or do that under our control. So one of the key takeaway here is to focus morning and evening routines outside of the working. Yeah. So here is some challenge I would like to give you after this session. That firstly, you can turn up your phone, turn up your notification while you are working and studying. Second, you should limit yourself from using social network. For example, like you can use social network in about 30 minutes a day, and uh, another way that you can limit yourself and control yourself from using the technology, like don't use phone when you try to go outside, hang out with your friends and family. So those are the things I would like to share with you about how do we find a balance of life and technology. Thank you.
I really appreciate all the speeches I've heard today because they talk about relevant issues for all of us right now. And I think it's kind of interesting that your presentation on technology is brought to me here in America via technology. So I thought that was running through my mind throughout the time period. Though it seemed like you were providing a series of facts, fact, which is good. However, you also want to somehow pin early on some emotional issues uh, to give a little more power to your speech. For instance, you have fact. You might have talked about, again, somebody walking it using their cell phone and they walk into traffic because they weren't paying attention, or or some calamity. So that gets a little emotional involvement that ties the facts in. I always say that we may speak to the ears, but where we make real connection is with the heart. And if you can get the emotion in your presentation, you get a little more buy-in. Also, I like the organization as far as the introduction and following through, but I felt the speech was perhaps a little more balanced towards facts and less on the emotional issue, the emotional tie, and then the advantages and disadvantages were could have been more vividly expressed. You talk about, again, now we can talk to each other. So what really is the disadvantage of me staying on my mobile all day? Yes, it could hurt my eyesight, but I get glasses. You know, I so again, put a little more focus on when you talk about getting the balance on what happens when things are off balance. a little bit more of the emotional focus. And you said, so we get rid of all technology. So you could say something to the effect of, so what do we do? Live out in the forest with, uh, no, we have to live in today's world. So find the balance. You had some good solutions as to, or beginnings of solutions, but I maybe a little more detail. Also, you had some good gestures, but again, you did this a lot, which I associate with Italians. So uh, uh, get some more variety. I suggest more variety with your gestures, and be able to get back a little bit more so we can see again body language, hand gestures, and something I probably should have mentioned earlier for all speakers is there's always an opportunity for a little humor in any speech. And again, talking about technology is a great opportunity to talk about how too much technology or too little technology could be funny, could be make somebody laugh. Thank you very much for your speech, and it'll cause me to think again how much I use this and what I could do otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dave, for your useful advice, and surely our learners can benefit a lot from that. So next up is, Miss G today she doesn't join. So can Miss Han Jung be the next speaker?
Oh yes, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, let's start.
Phew. Oh, I just get my tissue meal after order is 2 week online. Then tattoo is still open. This is the situation of Ho Chi Minh City. We all order food and beverage online or from toward the ward or district. So, Miss Ding, can you share with me what do you do in your in this day when you're not busy at work?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so what I do is actually just doing the stuff that are required, and then I can hang out a little bit and taking care of me more in these days.
Yeah. So what do you maybe in your free time what you do? Yeah, maybe
Well,
not in usual.
yeah, so maybe I do play badminton because back
You
when
do
I
play
was,
badminton?
yeah, when I was busy, I do not have time to play those, so now I play them.
No, in this day actually, in this clock down day, you can
I
go
play them
out.
in the yard
Yeah.
in front of my house.
Wow, that's great. You still have a yard for your badminton. That's wonderful. I can do it. I love badminton too. Yes, thanks you, Miss Thing, you sharing. Yes, because in this day, Ho Chi Minh already locked down, and because every day increase of the new infection increase dramatically, so the government has to impose stricter social distance. Everybody banned going out without and the right reason, and so that's why we also have some time. Not when I'm not busy at work, I will do some things that maybe at the usual I won't ever do. So today I will share to you and hope to take more sharing from you. First thing, I would do is is take the order. Yes, take the order food from can you see it? Can you guys see it? That's I joined this group to order food, and it's crazy, it's like wide surround. I just order from here, and I need to order from another way in maybe call these people to these people, and text message to these people from these people, because they won't confirm your order. They just some people just share just post, they, oh, I have a vegetable, some they have will have things, but actually they won't confirm. So it's make a little bit anxiety, worry that, oh, I have to reserve the good for this for a month, and so that's why we take I take an order every day to make sure that next week I will have a food. Oh, okay. Can I make it? Let me try. Because actually this is something not sure. Because this actually I'm not very good at this. This is the first time I shared the slide like that. So,
It's okay. Just
and yeah, and the next thing I would do is this before this pandemic won't do that, but this is like you get a sauna. You get sauna. My family, my mom asked me to get sauna every day. She prepared for 1 pot lemongrass and turmeric, hot water, and as you come to the bathroom and stay there, get sauna for 10 minutes. So, and that still have some good. So, Miss Lee, do you do that? Your mom asked you to take a sauna like that also?
What do you mean?
Maybe you get sauna, get streamed somewhere. Do you do that?
Um, no, I never have this experience.
Oh, so your mom or your family don't ask you to do that also?
Yeah.
Yes, that's one of my family entertainment doing in this lockdown time. So one more thing that I do is I improving my personal skill, uh, like joining the English class, and also our speaking class. To this class, I also increasing and feel confident in my public speaking. So through our course. So one more thing to improve my mental health that I do. I was starting with a guitar. So I just starting in this week. So in today I will can play happy birthday. Can play happy birthday to my friend. So please share to me what did you do at this in the free time at this lockdown time after this speech. Hope you guys all healthy and go we safe go through this pandemic. Thank you.
thank you, Miss Han Jung, for your beautiful speech. And Mr. Dave, can you give her some feedback?
Yes, once again, oops, I'm fine. Okay, I'm not muted. Once again, a very timely presentation. I this has become worldwide the universal experience that we've all had. You're in a lockdown. What happens? It was interesting that you started with the food, because one of the things that we talk about during this period is you're eating so much, the refrigerator, the food is right there. You're not exercising, you're not walking. So people put on a lot of weight. I think, again, this was a great time to use a little humor, and you did. I thought that worked very well. A little more structure on the organization could have helped flow, where you could give examples and then talk about here's some things you could do. But the very courageous thing that you did was you asked for audience input. It's courageous because you don't know for sure what they're going to say. But you handled that very well. I thought that was very, very well done. Trying to get people to give you feedback while you're speaking is a courageous thing. And I congratulate you and applaud you for doing that. The presentation itself, when you are speaking, again, just talking about gestures and body language, a little close, and we're just seeing flashes of your gestures, which is fine to some extent. But for instance, this would be a great opportunity you might consider when you talk about for the sauna. I don't know if your mother wraps her hair in a towel or something like that. You could have had a visual aid, uh, you know, and that could have added to the realization, or even again the shuttlecock from badminton. I'm just suggesting some things for visual aid. A little bit of that would have added to the presentation itself. And I think having the conclusion as to talking about what is going to be like after the lockdown is over. I felt that there would have been a great opportunity for an overall message, making it the whole thing come together. I like to say the conclusion ties the speech up in a bow. And you could have talked about, whether it's the ordering the food or getting the sauna or playing badminton or whatever it is that you do, find a way to, again, focus on your mental health, your physical health, and we'll get through this together. Something along those lines. So those are some suggestions, but again, very timely, a universal speech that anybody on earth these days can relate to. We've all been in a lockdown at one point or another. Thank you again for your speech.
Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dave, for your beautiful words. And Miss Lee, you are the next speaker. So, yeah, let's start your part.
Okay, thank you, Miss Tim, for introducing me. Uh, um, I was born and live in a highland town with a beautiful landscape and fresh air. It was rainy every day and cold, so I could sleep for whole day. And you can see a little laziness from me. So until last night, I still couldn't choose a topic to talk for today, and my brain was blank. Then I tried to find some idea. It was 11 p.m. and I played some acoustic music and walked around in my room. And when I looked out the window, I saw the fog cover outside. Do you know the fog? Yeah, the fog cover outside. And I stepped out onto the balcony. I stepped out the balcony and I saw a quiet town in my eyes. Everything became blurry and peaceful. And at that moment, from inside of myself, I can sense the happiness around me. It's hard to tell my feeling to you, but I felt this feeling is everything I want in my life. However, it lasts for 1 minute only. From the feeling inside me again, I'm afraid I will lose this feeling. I will lose this moment and I will lose this peaceful town. And my greed is want forever. Keep this feeling forever. And I continue to have the sense of worry, worry, worry. You see, it sounds crazy. And to have the feeling of happiness. When I have happiness, I worry I will lose happiness. And I ask myself, why I always keep myself tired? Can you imagine? We don't have money. We try to earn money. After we have, we try to save money. And we want to have more money. And it's like a circle. Yes, like you want to have the fame. You try to have this. After you have the fame, and you try to keep the fame belong with you forever. And whatever you do, you have to think about your fame because you don't want to lose it. Is it true? You can see the circle, and we cannot go out of the circle. And opposite side, you have the bad mood. Your heart is broken. Your feeling is very awful now. And you want to avoid this feeling. You use food, alcohol, technology, to avoid this terrible feeling. Yes, you can see feeling as certainly be confusing and difficult to deal with. And so what we can do now? Yes, when you feel sad, don't say, I'm sad. You say, I have the feeling of sad. And later it will go. When you are worried, don't say, I am worried. I am Lee. I'm not worried. Just say, I have the feeling of worry. And later it will go. Feelings are not right or wrong, bad or good. Feelings just are. Feelings have the power to affect us emotionally with effort. We can learn to live without getting affected by every feeling which visits us. Feeling and experience are part of life. They keep on coming and go. So do get upset with them. Feeling are just a visitor? Yes. Let them come and go and see what it is that remains. I'm sure you will see peaceful. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Lee, for your beautiful speech. And Mr. Dave, can you give her some feedback?
Yes, this was a very interesting speech in that it was like a poetry of philosophy. Where you describe this beautiful scene, the fog, and there was that beautiful moment of feeling happy, but you wanted to hold it, and it's just something that passed. And again, it's just like all the speeches today, it could talk to all of us. It was something it was a universal feeling. But what you did with it is you talked about it. You put it into words in a way that, maybe again, because it's a feeling, we've all felt that way at sometimes. Can I hold on to this feeling? But we haven't necessarily put it into words. I think what you did so well in this speech was capture an idea and carry us along with you. I felt we were with you the whole way through the speech. From the time you were saying, I was very lazy, and I didn't do the speech, and you say, okay, we've been there, yeah, didn't do it. And then clearly this was something that has been, even if you waited a long time before you put this presentation together, it's something that has been a part of you for a long period of time. And the fact that it was a part of you, it made it something that was very easy for all of us to feel. I like to think the ideal speech, the best speech, gives a feeling that if you're speaking to one person or 1 million people, everyone there feels like they've had a conversation or a connection with the speaker. And it felt to me as if you established that connection so very well. Some things to think about, again, to enhance this presentation is again, that a conclusion that would harken back to, looking out over the fog, or the beginning, something that would call back to the beginning in a way that would, again, tie it up. That would be the one thing that I think could enhance the speech a bit more. And some minor things, again, with the body language and gestures. This whole thing with this camera is just crazy. But there's a lot of things you can do with it, with both the positioning, with how you position it, how close you get, what you do with your hands. One of the things that we notice with the camera is when you reach, suddenly your hand becomes giant or gigantic. But I'm saying if you can find the gestures to express loneliness, or the position, or, when you talk about, I felt happy, and you get a little closer and you feel happy, but it was, I couldn't hold on to it. So I back off away. And so we see happiness diminishing. So those are some things you might want to think about in the future. But this was a powerful presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your feedback.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Dave. And so basically, we all benefit a lot from your feedback. And the next speaker is Miss Hung. Miss Hung, are you there? You can start your part.
Yes. So my turn. The last one. My turn is the last one. Okay. Hello, everyone. Nowadays, we know that most of people, they have to hard studying and working non-stop to survive and develop in the 4.0 era. You and I are not different from facing the stress in life, working and studying. So, how do you relieve stress? Or how you do remove your stress? So, may I ask Mr. Nhã?
Can you
How do you relieve your stress or remove stress?
I usually join some activity like doing fitness, join some working out, or play some sport to release our stress. Yeah, or hang out with my friends.
Thank you for your sharing. And how about Miss Lee? How do you relieve your stress?
I will try looking for some funny movie, so my mood will change to follow this movie.
So there are many ways to help us relieve stress, like go out with a friend, traveling, or watch movie, and a lot of things to do. But today I will bring to all of you my private way. Help me to relieve stress immediately. That's it, and it's very easy to do. It's very easy to do with, and you can do it every time, everywhere you want, and that's it. Really stress with essential oil. Yeah. So first of all, we need to know what essential oil is, right? Essential oil is the end product of the steam distillation or dry distillation from the plant like a leaf, like eucalyptus or tea tree, from the flower like lavender or ylang, from the fruit like orange or lemon. However, there are a lot of diversify the essential oil can help to release stress like lavender, orange, or peppermint, or orange, or ylang. And depend on our style, depend on your favorite. You will select the right one. You feel relaxed. You can feel with the scent. For example, like me, I special like lavender. Yeah, when I smell lavender, it bring me back to the lavender feel, and it's very fresh, and it help me to keep calm and relaxing immediately. However, to some people, lavender smell, lavender profile will remind them to toilet cleaner or medicine or medicated oil. So just depend on your style. You please select the right one, the right profile you love. So and we know what is essential oil, but how and when we can use essential oil to release stress. To me, I take time to read this book. This is the essential oil safety from the Dr. Robert Dissaran from US, and he used his whole life to research the essential oil and the safety to use essential oil for treatment. And from this book, I find five ways to use essential oil to release stress. The first one, we can use the essential oil with the diffuser. You know, the essential oil can burn with the oil burner or the electric diffuser. It's very it will burn automatically. And the second one, I use the efficiener. You know, efficiener. It means that I mix essential oil with the alcohol, with the ratio between 70% of alcohol and 30% of essential oil. Then I spray. Just one spray, you can have the fresh air. And the third one, I use the essential oil with warm water, and I take a bath. Just some drop essential oil with warm water and take a bath. After take a bath, you will very fresh and relaxing. And the number 4, that I use the essential oil for sleeping bed. Just 1 or 2 drops essential oil, and I put on a sleeping bed pillow or drop, and then I go to bed. It helps me feel relaxed and easy go to sleep. And the last one, how can we do in office or in school with the essential oil? So in the office, I use the essential oil for cream. You know, we can drink essential oil. You know, yes, we can drink essential oil, but we can before I clean, I will take 1 or 2 drops essential oil into a cup, and with the hot water, and then at the first time I will steam with the essential oil volatile from the cup, and then I can use the cup mixed with the essential oil, and then I clean a little bit. Please take note that the essential oil, when you want to clean, it has to get the high impurity and high quality. And just for example, like lemon or orange or some special one like peppermint. The essential oil helps the people keep calm and feel relaxing, but it depends on the quantity and intensity. According to every people, we will select the right one. We have to have relaxing life. Let us enjoy our beautiful day without stress with essential oil. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Miss Hung, for your speech. And Mr. Dave, can you give feedback for her?
Yes, thank you for this presentation. You reminded me I can use essential oil. I have some that I haven't used. And again, during this lockdown, this pandemic, we need all the help we could get to reduce stress, to stay normal. So that was a very timely speech. Again, very courageous to go out and ask people how do they relieve stress. Uh, Again, you know the people here, so that's good. But this is the type of topic when you talk about stress, you never know what you'll get with someone. They might say, "When I get stressful, I play with my puppets." You know, you don't know what you'll get. So again, that's also very courageous. I think one of the challenges for a topic like this is how much visual aids, how many things do you bring forward? And for what reason? I like that you brought the book forward. You had the oil there to talk about it. You did a lot of visuals, so we could all see what you were talking about. It would be nice in a topic like this, essential oil reduces stress, to have some sort of documentation, some sort of proof, a study or something that showed how effective essential oil was for reducing stress. I don't know if that exists. In fact, I'm fairly certain it probably does, because it certainly makes me feel better when I smell these things, and anybody will say that. But that would add to the credibility of your presentation. It's clear that you know a lot about this. Another thing you could have added, again, you're kind of stressed for time, but you might have talked about a before or after experience. Before I discovered essential oil, I did these other things, and now I do this and it works better for me. So that gives, again, greater impact. And that also harkens back to when you ask different audience members what they do. And this is something for everyone. When you ask an audience member to contribute, make them, thank them for their contribution. Make them always feel that what they say is valued, because it is. It's part of your presentation, and it brings them in closer to your speech. And when you talk to one person in the audience, it makes everyone in the audience feel a little closer to you as well. So that was very good. I also would like to suggest I'm losing. Okay, there we go. All right. One of the things I would like to suggest is that when you have a topic like this and you're talking about essential oils, think of ways to not say essential oils. Okay, the reason I say it, because you're saying you can use essential oil for this, and then you take the essential oil. So you use the word quite frequently. If not that you did this, but that's the challenge. You can use it too much. So the challenge is when you have a topic, I have the essential oil here, you can say this product, or talk about the particular oil, eucalyptus or something like that. So again, it adds to the ability to hear it in a more pleasant manner. So I don't hear she said essential oil 45 times, you're saying it in different ways. So just add to it. But again, thank you very much for this presentation. And I'm thinking, gee, I haven't used the essential oils I have in my house. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your feedback, Mr. Dave.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Dave. And Miss Hung is also our final learner today who is performing the speech. So right now we're gonna come to the next section of our graduation day, which is a Hall of Fame. The purpose of the Hall of Fame is we're gonna award the certificate for you. So to make sure that you already completed our beginning public speaking level. And before we gonna come to that Hall of Fame, I would like to introduce to you the next steps of our course, that is the Advanced Public Speaking level, which is going to be opened next Monday, August 30. The schedule is Friday and also Monday, 7 to 9. So if you would like to register this course, you can contact team after our today's class. And now I would like to introduce Miss Hung. Are you here,
Yes,
Miss
I'm
Hung?
here.
Okay, okay. Are you here? Okay, you here. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Dave to award this certificate for her. Let me give you some music so that you can feel this is the time that we should be happy together. Mr. Dave, can you say her name and then you introduce this certificate for her? You're muted, Mr. Dave.
I'm sorry, Miss Hung. I want to congratulate you so much for your speech today and for taking this journey on becoming a speaker. Congratulations to you, and realize that your voice can change the world.
Wow,
Congratulations.
that is really meaningful. Now, Mr. Hung, do you have anything to say to share with our class?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to say thanks to Miss Lang and Miss Ting um, and all member in our class. Actually, before I joined in this course, I not really rely on because but I really surprised for myself for my improvement compared with the first class first lesson and compare with my presentation before. So I hope that Miss Lang An can have a lot of Vietnamese young people can improve the speech. Not only for public speaking, but for me, for myself, I use for my work in work a lot. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Miss Hung. Very meaningful to us. Now let's come to the second learner, Mr. Dave. Please introduce her. You are muted, Mr. Dave.
Again, I have to apologize again because I do not say the names properly. You are learning English and you're doing well. All of you. I have my Vietnamese is horrible. So could you please say the name for me clearly again?
Okay, Zeng.
Zing.
Yeah.
Zing. Okay. I again want to congratulate you and thank you for taking this journey of a public speaker. The fact that you have taken the step to learn to speak in a language that is not yours highlights your courage and your intelligence. And with courage and intelligence and the ability to speak, you can move mountains. Congratulations.
Wow, very meaningful, and you can move mountains. Now, Zeng, would you like to say anything here? Are you here, Zeng? Okay, she not here. Okay, now let's come to the next person. Mr. Dave, please go ahead.
Okay. Miss
Lee.
Lee. That one I have.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Miss Lee. And I want to thank you for taking me to a journey through your home and to your feeling of the mystical relation between possessing happiness and pursuing happiness. And may you always find the right words, the right voice, and the right moment to say them. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you, Dad.
Miss Lee, please share your thought, final thought.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you, Miss Lanan, and everyone in this class to support me finish this course. And from this course, I can found that I have the talent that I can inspire others. So I will keep to improve this skill, this talent to become the better me in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Next person, Mr. Mr. Dave. Han.
Ms. Han,
Yeah.
again, hello. The
Yes,
first
it's
person
me.
to speak to me, yes, the first person to speak to me when I came into the room. And it shows that you, again, are willing to reach out and connect with others. Your speech today talked, again, it was a speech that anyone on planet Earth could relate to because we all had to deal with this pandemic. The fact that you would reach out to a stranger, a visitor, the fact that you would speak to something that any person could relate to highlights your ability to communicate. Keep pressing forward. Congratulations. Well done.
Great. Miss
Thank
Han, would you
you.
like to say something?
Yes, thanks. Thank you a lot. Thanks for our instructor. Thanks for our coach. Thanks to Mid Lang An and every classmate. I'm earned a lot in this course, and I hope to you guys can meet you guys, and we can develop more together. Thanks.
Thank you. Next. She is not here. Okay. Miss Tweak, she hasn't finished her speech yet. Okay, Mr. Nhẹ. Mr. Nhẹ and Mr. Dave.
Okay,
Nhẹ.
Miss, yeah, say it correct. Thank you so much for presenting your concepts, your ideas, your feelings, your insight, for having, again, the ability to look at where we are right now and how to deal with life in a way that is going to be serious for all of us. All of us will have to decide, are we creatures of technology or are we creatures of nature? And how can we use those to our advantage? Always remember that that balance is an ancient question, and it's one that we always have to answer personally. And with your gift of public speaking, you can help people understand a path forward. Keep going forward yourself and leading the way. Congratulations. Thank you.
Awesome. What is your thought, Mr. Nhẹ?
Yeah. Uh, After all, thanks Miss Lan and EIY for a chance that me and all the learners can join this class and we can improve ourselves. That I can share with you. I already share with you about how I feel about me as well as other learners. That I can find the improvement inside us through our journey. So those are the results that I appreciate for your effort. Thank you.
Awesome. Thư. Mr. Dave, Thư.
Yes. Whom?
Thư, Thư,
Whom? Oh,
Thư.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, let me just say again, this was always a treat to see someone speak and to see a courageous, in fact, the whole entire class to be so courageous as to speak again in a different language and to express heartfelt feelings and ideas. That is wonderful. I want to congratulate you for having that courage. I want to congratulate you again for having that ability. By taking this class, you have done something that many people fear. People would rather do anything than to give a speech and then to speak in another language. That's amazing. Congratulations to you, and may you always have the courage to speak from your heart.
Thank you, Mr. Dave.
Yeah. Thư, let's share your thought.
So, thank you, Mr. Dave, for giving me feedback, and I want to thank you, Miss Lang An, our coach assistant, Miss Tiang, and EIY. I'm really grateful
because I knew this course and I check in. Yes, and thank you for everyone in this class because we have talked to each other and share our personal stories, and this will we will inspire each other. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Thử.
Thank you.
Miss Han, Mr. Dave.
Okay. Ms. Han, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you again, excuse me, for doing something that requires a great deal of effort, courage, intelligence, creativity, strength, all those things that will help to make you continue to develop to be an even more exceptional person. This is a big step, but let it not be the last step. Let it be a first step, a beginning step as you continue to speak, continue to reach and shape the world. It will be young people like yourselves who will do great things, and those who can speak and communicate will be able to do the greatest of things. Congratulations.
What do you think, Miss Han?
Yeah. So firstly, I want to thank you so much for all of your support here. I think I learned a lot of things, especially about the structure of the speech. I just wanted to say that thanks to this class, I also found like a public speaking club. It's called Toastmaster, and like I became the official member, and I can start my start my journey and improve myself.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Yeah. Okay, that also come to an end of our class today. Since we don't have Miss Tuyết and Zhang and G deliver speeches yet, so that's why that we can finish earlier. So, is there any point that you would like to share, or we can talk to each other before we gonna come to the final closing? Any other points anyone would like to share? Yeah, Mr.
Well,
Dave, you say something?
yeah, I always want to say something. Oh, I just want to say this, Miss Ed, you are a remarkable person.
Yeah.
It's again, I'm very impressed with how you have organized your business and the impact that it's having on so many people. This is amazing. And I thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. Speaking to technology, were it not for the pandemic, were it not for technology, we might not have ever met. And I'm very thankful for meeting you. And I'm very thankful to be part of this moment with your students. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dave. Learners, actually, Mr. Dave is one of the people that I pay highly respect to, due to his hospitality and also his kindness, and also his expertise in public speaking as well. So that's why that I invited him to be here with you today in order to learn from his experience. The day that he won the world champion of public speaking, that was the day that I was born. So that is a really long time ago. 30 years ago, he was a champion of public speaking. So that is an amazing moment to get to know him. Now, everyone, so if we don't have any other points to share with each other, I think that I wish to see you again in the advanced public speaking class, which is going to be opened next Monday. And for all the learners, it doesn't matter where you go or what you do. I wish you always carry public speaking abilities in you in order to create your career success. And hope to see you again.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, bye bye. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah.
我还没转给他吗？